In this video, we are going to determine the surface area of a sphere. Please remember that if we say surface area, this is the amount of area that covers the surface of the sphere. So an example of a sphere is a ball, and some fruits also like lemon resembles that of a sphere, but not all of them. But the sphere, an example of that is a ball. So today we will be looking into the surface area of a sphere. The formula to find the surface area is 4 pi r squared, where our r here stands for the radius. The radius is the distance from the center of the sphere to the side of the sphere. And then the pi that we're going to use here is 3.1416. We cut it off to 4 decimal places, but pi is irrational. That means it does not end. So let's have an example to better see how we use this equation to find for the surface area of a sphere. So we have here, this sphere has a diameter of 8. So please remember that diameter is twice that of a radius. So to find the radius, since the formula for the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared, so we don't need the length of the diameter, but we need the length of the radius to find the surface area. So to find the radius given the diameter, please be careful, we're not using the 8 because the 8 starts from the other side of the sphere to the other side. So that's the diameter. So radius is actually equal to the length of the diameter divided by 2. So in this case right here, since our diameter is 8 feet, we divide that by 2. So then our radius is 4 feet. And this is the radius that we're going to use here in this equation. Again, please be careful. We're not using the 8 because 8 is the diameter. So from here, we can go ahead and plug this information into the equation that we have up there. So surface area would be equal to, so I'm just going to plug it in. So that's 4 times our pi. So that we keep that as pi for now. And then our radius is 4 and then feet squared. So what I did was I plugged in the information into the equation, and then we're gonna simplify it to find for the surface area. So this would be 4 pi 4 squared is 16. That's gonna be feet squared. So the feet here would already be on the, inside of this. So that should be feet squared. So 16 feet squared. So 4 times 4 is 16. Feet times feet is feet squared. So we get the exact value first. So we're multiplying the 4 and the 16. So 4 times 16 would come out 64. And then we still have the pi. And so this is feet squared. Again, that's feet squared right there. Let's label this as our exact value. The reason why we label this as exact, because again, the pi is irrational. It's a number that does not end. But if we want to have the rounded value for this would be 64. And then the pi is, again, we rounded off to 4 decimal places. So that's 3.1416. That's feet squared. So we're going to multiply these two together. So the rounded value would be 201.06 feet squared. So this is the rounded value. So let's label this as the rounded value. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, pause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. We are missing the radius. It's labeled as x, so we're gonna use this equation up there. So the formula in this problem right here, we are given the surface area. So then we are going to plug the surface area into the s, and we're like doing it backwards. We solve for the r. So in this problem right here, I'm just gonna write the equation here. Surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. Again, this is the surface area. I plug it into the s, so that's 2,123.7216 inches squared is equal to 4. Our pi is 3.1416. Then x squared, which is our r. So then from here, we can multiply these two together. So that would come out to 123.7216 inch squared. Multiplying these two would come out 12.5664x squared. So that we can solve for x, we are going to divide both sides by 12.5664. Divide this by 12.5664 so that we can cross this 12.5664 on the right side of the equation. So we are left with x squared. Now, if we divide these two together, that would come out 169 inches squared. Now, we want the x, so then we are going to square root both sides. Square root the left and the right. So square root of a squared would cross this out. Square root of 169 is 13. So this is 13. And then inches squared, square root is just inch. So that is 13 inches is our x, which is equal to the radius of this sphere. Did you get 13 as your answer to the second problem right here? Good, perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!